Okay, so what we've done is initial read-through of the CN74 routine. Now we're going to go through step by step. So let's actually go through it. Sure, the video is going to be long, but if you want to go in lockstep with me as we do a complete CN74, you can go through the manual and do it yourself, or you can turn this video on at this point, and we're just going to go through it step by step. So let's continue. The process to calibrate your ATC bar is located in the Automatic Tool Changer ATC Installation Manual. There is a copy of this available to you. Reach out to us if you need it. Otherwise, if you've got an ATC, you probably have this physical manual. If you don't, I'm sure that tech support will send it to you. They send it to me easily. The steps that we need are on page 20 of the document, page 20. And calibrating the ATC is what we're going to do. Calibrating the ATC will start with a C3, as we surely discussed. We'll have to do a C3, but to get to the CN74, and as I said, we'll go in lockstep. We've already done that initial read-through. Let's go through the actual locksteps. The ATC Calibration Routine CN74 is programmed to find and record the clip locations. As you recall, the whole point of all of this is I had to move my bar an eighth of an inch towards X equals 0, and now I've got to recalibrate. This document will walk through the process. So, take out the calibration clip and drill rod that came with the ATC. Before we get there, I'm going to do a machine startup and do a C3 is what we're going to do. Then we're going to come back to the CN74. Do a C3. Okay, there's your C3. Now we are zeroed with no tool holder present. Let's start the next step to the CN74.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
Okay, here's the calibration kit. Drill rod is still in the package. Get this all carefully separated. Page 20. Connect the plug to the mating socket on the YZ card. That's all we're doing in this step. So, what I think I'll like to do is move us a little bit. M2. Let's go to 20, 12. Nothing's in our way from moving. Because we need to get right to here. It's too far back. Let's come up to M2, 8, 30. That's what I meant to put. Now we're in a little bit better shape here. Alright, awesome. We're going to take off all of our C2 grounding clip. We need to be right in here on the YZ car. So that is our next step. There's only one way that it can go in correctly. You'll notice this curved feature to this. You notice this curved feature to the side of the socket, so get the picture on that. Goes in really well and rests really well. The drill rod is there. Take out the calibration clip and drill rod, grind clip. Okay, the red calibration clip is to be clipped to the bottom of an empty tool holder as it's moved through all the clip positions. Okay, the black clip will be clipped to the tool holder that is in the spindle. So what it's saying right now is type CN74 into the ShopBot 3 software to begin a routine. Enter the number of tool clips that are mounted on the ATC. Let's switch to the screen view and take a look at that. All right, type CN74 into ShopBot to begin the routine. Enter the number of tool clips that are mounted in the ATC. We have 9. Well, I have to admit, I've been thinking that there was a reason that 9 was installed on the machine. I can't help but think I might be able to squeeze 10 in there, but regardless, that'll be a different conversation. So let's pull up ShopBot and let's type in CN74, enter. How many ATC holders are to be calibrated? That number is 9. Has the X and Y been 0? Let's type no, because I moved our spindle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck back my grounding clip and everything plugged into the YZ car. I'm going to get it in a position where it's safe to move. Then I'm going to come right back. I'll just pause these. Okay, so I reran the C3 just so that it's in the proper location. So it says now insert an empty tool holder in the spindle, no collet or nuts. Let's do that. Okay, insert an empty tool holder in the spindle, no collet or nut. We don't have a tool in here, so we are going to grab one. I happen to have one. Interestingly enough, I have one sitting right in my collet tightening fixture, right here. Admittedly, I don't know why that's here. No collet or nut. That's what we're putting in here. I know that we'll need another one. We're going to place that inside. We're going to hold it and hit the green button. That'll lock it in place. So you're good there now. Okay, so we have placed that in. Let's switch back. All right, we've got the empty tool holder in the spindle. Let's click OK. Enter an empty tool holder upside down in clip number 1. Well, we're familiar with that. And quite frankly, the software is walking us through the steps of this. Step 1, insert an empty tool holder in the spindle, no collet or nut. We've done that. Determine Z height for calibration. Press the bring button located on the side of the spindle and insert an empty tool holder. We've done that. Now we're at the step of place an empty tool holder inverted in clip position number 1. And we're going to do that. And we're going to use the keypad to move the spindle over the inverted tool holder in clip position 1. Position the two faces about 1 inch apart and visually center the tool holder over the inverted one as closely as possible, then hit escape. Okay, so let's switch our view and let's go back and get that inverted holder in now. Okay, we've got that empty tool holder upside down in clip 1. Let's click OK. Use the keypad to move the spindle to closely center its tool holder over the tool holder in clip 1. Press escape when finished with keypad. So the bottom line is we've already read that on the manual. So I'm going to get the spindle positioned according to the instructions, which again are right here. Okay, so let's go about doing that right now. Okay, we are back to insert an empty tool holder upside down in clip number 1. My clip number 1 I literally have called clip number 1. So I'm going to pull that out. We're actually going to need to pull all of these out. I am going to do that right now, I suppose, since I'm putting on the gloves for this step. And we will need an empty tool holder. I don't believe I have one on the tool. We don't. Everything here has a tool installed on it. let's pull all these out, and the issue is I want to remember what is what. Just place them all here on my mobile cart. Location of these matters because I don't have these marked with what they are, but we shouldn't get ourselves in too much trouble. Now there's our 60. This is our problem bit number 5. It's the one that's giving us all the trouble. So I've got all 9 bits out of the ATC. Insert an empty tool holder upside down in position number 1. All right, so upside down is what we're doing in position 1. Okay, that's in. Okay, an empty bit holder in tool 1. Let's switch to the screen view and let's see what happens now.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
Let's fire up the keypad. That would be... So we're gonna hit OK. Keypad comes up. Now I know I'm tall enough, so I'm just literally going to use the keypad. I'm using the right arrow to move us down the Z-axis. Centered by eye as best as possible, and we are definitely high enough. We're not going to hit anything. Okay. I'm going to use the up arrow to get positioned over that a little bit better. I'm going to come down a little bit, page down, to get about 1 inch. Okay. And as Chris Burns said, the keypad is not a tap, 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 tap. Kind of want to be more discreet with the movements. The issue is I'm going to enter the values directly into here. So I'm going to go to 103.25. I'm going to go to Y9, and then I'm going to leave my Z OK. Okay, let's check and see. And this is kind of the hassle of doing it alone. Yeah, we're pretty good on the Y. Now let's just come back on the X, about a ½ inch. So let's go to 103. It's not perfect, but I think it's going to be okay. We're good. We're really good in the Y. The X I want to move up ever so slightly, 1/8 of an inch. So let's go to 102 7/8. 102.875. Always double check what you're putting there. All right. Okay, so it told us to do that. So we're positioned. We're in a good spot right here, as far as I'm concerned. So let's quit the keypad, escape on the keypad.
Place the grounding clip on the side of the tool holder in the spindle. Let's go back to the manual real quick. There we go. So we're in a good spot. We hit escape. Place the grounding clip on the tool holder in the spindle. Let's do that. Grounding clip, which we have up here. Grounding clip is going to be black. Okay, let's get that grounding clip there. I'm satisfied with that. Place the grounding clip on the side of the tool holder spindle as we have here. I want to go ahead and look forward to see what it's going to tell us to do. Alright, place grounding clip on tool holder. Great. And the calibration clip on the bottom of the inverted tool holder in position 1. Okay, well, that's pretty obvious. Let's get that turned around. Let's get that put right here. I think that's where it wants us to be. We've got contact there. Let's go forward a little bit. Click OK. To make the Z-axis move down and touch off the inverted tool holder, and then raise up to a safe distance and move back towards Y equals 0. Okay, so let's click OK. We should watch this. We should watch this move. Yep, there it goes. Now, what's interesting is that it moved on us. The X-axis moved on us. I guess I'm not worried about that. At least I'm not at this time. Okay. I guess there was a reason for that. Insert a drill rod into collet and tighten into spindle tool holder. Let's go about doing that. Okay, the next instructions are to insert a drill rod into collet and tighten into spindle tool holder. Okay. Okay, so the ATC manual has more instructions than the routine. So we clicked OK to move the Z-axis, move down, touch off the inverted tool holder, and then raise up to a safe distance and move back towards Y equals 0, which we have. Click OK to continue. Now it says insert a drill rod into collet and tighten into spindle tool holder. Press the green button to remove the empty tool holder in the spindle. Caution, grasp the tool holder before pressing the green button. I would probably say first to remove the grounding clamp and then press the green button to remove the empty tool holder. Snap the 1/4-inch collet into the collet nut, then screw the assembly onto the tool holder. Insert the 1/4-inch drill rod into collet and tighten. Press the green button to replace the tool holder with the drill rod back into the spindle. So let's do all of that. One thing that I didn't know before I read that was the diameter of the drill rod. So let's remove our grounding clip. Let's remove our tool, get our hand on the green button, which I can see. So I can see the reflection of the green button on my hand. So I happen to know that it's 1/4 inch because I read forward in the instructions, which we are over now on page 22. It does say a 1/4-inch collet nut. It says that. I'm going to grab what we're making here. Now, it says 1/4 inch, no doubt, but I'm just interested to double check that. Yeah, indeed, 0.25, right on the money. Okay. I happen to have that groove in my spoil board from a project that I was doing, so it's handy to hold that there. So now we need a collet with a 1/4 inch. That could be it, right there. Yeah, beautiful. All right, awesome. I think this needs to be overly tightened. I know that it doesn't have to be very far. Let's tighten it by hand. I am not going to tighten this very much, just to keep it from moving. Pretty sure it says to place that back into the spindle. Place the tool holder with the drill rod back into the tool. Clip the black grounding clip to the top of the drill rod and the red calibration clip to the bottom of the inverted tool holder. Okay, let's take those steps. Okay, we are safely back in place. Now it told us to get our grounding clip on the top of the drill rod, and it's safely on there. No trouble with that. And we are still grounded. Our positive lead is still connected to the bottom of our tool holder. No problem at all. Okay. So, in the software, insert a drill rod into collet and tighten the spool holder, the spindle holder. I keep saying spool. Click OK. Make sure grounding clip is on the drill rod and calibration clip is on the bottom of the tool holder. It is. Use the keypad to lower the stylus tip approximately 1/4 inch below the top edge of the tool holder and clip 1. Press escape when finished with keypad. So clicking OK will pull up the keypad. Now what I want to do is literally look at what the manual says. Clip the black grounding clip to the top of the drill rod, red calibration to the bottom of the tool. Use the keypad to lower the Z-axis so that the drill rod is about 1/4 inch below the plane of the inverted tool holder. Make sure that the grounding clip is not between the drill rod and the side of the tool holder. Make sure that the grounding clip is not between the drill rod and the side of the tool holder. I'm not sure what they're asking us there. This should only be a move on the Z-axis so that the tip of the drill rod is below the edge of inverted. Do not move X or Y axis. Well, the bottom line is it moved on us. It moved back towards Y. So we need to use the keypad to move this back in position. Then we're going to move Y. Then we'll move Y only. Let's go back to. It didn't move us on the X. It only moved us on the Y, even though it looked like it moved us on the X. So let's move on. Let's move on the Y up to 8. Okay, we need to move another 1/2 inch. 8.5. Go. Okay. Let's take a look at that and see what we look like. Yeah, we need to go up another 1/2 inch. Let's move to 9. Go. Okay. Now we might be in a good spot here. Alright, now I'm going to lower it. To me it looks like we're about 3/8 above, so I'm going to go down 5/8 on the Z. That number should get closer to 0. So I'm going to make that number -7. That should move us. Oh shit. Oh my god. That was only a 1/2 inch move. Why did it do that? For fun's sake. It was only a point, it was only a 9/16 move. Age up. Yeah, we're in trouble here. We're gonna have to quit this and start this all over. Okay. Not good. Not good at all. How in the world did it do that? It moved 2.5 inches, and I told it to move basically 9/16. Page up, and the Z is not moving. Quit. We faulted. We are going to FX. We are going to turn the control box off. We're going to cycle that over. Well, that was quite unscripted drama. Control box back on. Ready, stop out. Reset. Let's fire up ShopBot again. Unscripted drama.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
Let's start this over again. Let's move the tool holder out of the spindle. The tool out of the spindle. Doesn't look like anything was broken, thankfully. Let's get this pulled off since we know we're going to have to do it. Get that all pulled off. We know that this is going to have to go back in. So, we know we're going to have to do a C3. So let's tuck all this back up. Get that put back in there. Alright, it holds it. That may need to be replaced. We'll inspect that better. Let's escape out of the keypad. And let's do a CN74, because that's what we're doing. How many ATC tools are to be calibrated? We know that that's 9. No, X and Y have not been zeroed. No. Alright, it's going to do a C3 now. So let's allow it to go through a C3. I can see that my clips are a bit precarious there. That was a bummer. Unscripted drama. Now let's inspect that tool holder to see if there are any visible cracks. While it's doing a C3. Doesn't look like any. It flexed. It moved a mile before it broke an inch, so everything seems to be really nice and tight here. I don't have any personal trouble with any of this stuff. So let's assume this is all okay. Let's get out from under the machine. Unscripted drama right there. Okay, C3 should be done. Now we'll just use the on-screen prompting. Insert an empty tool holder in the spindle, no collet or nut. We've already prepared for that. Let's do that. We're in position. Click OK. Insert an empty tool holder upside down in clip 1. We've done that. We did that when we were down there. Use the keypad to move the spindle to closely centered its tool holder over the clip. Press escape when finished on keypad. Let's hit OK. Keypad comes up. Let's go down. Actually, let's do this. Let's go 99, and that was about 8. And let's hit go to. No change in the Z at all. So this way I don't have to be here on the keypad holding the fingers down. Let's watch that move. As Aaron at ShopBot said, once you hit a driver fault, trust nothing, obviously. Were his words. Trust. He doesn't trust the machine anymore. Trust nothing. Moving down to where I think it's going to need to be. In fact, I would like to go over to 9. It may have been 8 7/8, and then probably another 4-inch. And I know that we were at 102 7/8. So let's just go to 102.875, and let's go to 9. Let's make no change to the X. Okay. Now it said go down to with 1 inch, and I'll tell you, this time I'm just going to use the page down. Yeah, we're within 1 inch. Okay. Clearly I didn't understand what needed to happen there, would be my guess. Let's escape out of the keypad. Place the grounding clip on the side of the tool.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
Okay, place the grounding clip on the tool like we were before. On the side of the tool holder and the spindle, let's click OK there. And the calibration clip on the pull stud, right, on tool holder 1, click OK when ready to proceed. Very good. We'll get that put right down here on the pull stud. Okay. It's funny because it shot up on the Z slightly and then came back on the Y. Okay. Insert a drill rod and collet and tighten in the spindle tool holder. So, yeah, I'm gonna remove the grounding clamp. I'm gonna pull the tool out. I want to do it by hand in the tool fixture. And we're just going through the on-screen prompts. We're not using the manual, meaning the manual may have more information appropriate for us. Let's put this back in. And it may move on the X just to help you with clearance. I don't know. Okay, we're in. Insert a drill rod collet and tighten in the spindle tool holder. We've got that done. Make sure grounding clip is on the drill rod. Very, very, very glad they said make sure, because I didn't do that. Make sure grounding clip is on drill rod and calibration clip is on bottom of the tool. It is. I visually inspected. We're good to go. Click OK. Use keypad to lower the stylus tip approximately 1/4 inch below the edge of the tool holder in clip 1. Press OK. So let's just hit OK. Keypad comes up. It moves extremely slow, which I'm grateful for. Page down. I want to get closer because I can see because I'm sitting close enough. Yeah, I did that well enough. I'll move back on the X slightly. Okay. Yeah, we're a 1/4 inch below. We're grounded and clamped. Okay, this is where we were before. So let's escape out of the keypad. It's moving. Oh, it's seem to make contact in expected distance exits. Okay. Location match to tool. It's the movement that happened that's causing the trouble. It's that movement when it moved on X. The manual says you're not supposed to do anything but a movement on Y. And I think because I'm moving it is what the problem is. I'm wondering if it does an outside, I don't know. Clip the black grounding clip to the top of the drill rod and the red calibration clip to the bottom of the inverted tool holder. Use the keypad to lower the Z-axis so that the drill rod is about 1/4 inch below the plane of the inverted tool, just like it's shown here. Note, this should only be a move in the Z-axis so that the tip of the drill rod is below the tip of the inverted. Do not move the X or Y. And that's the trouble we're having. All right, in the interest of learning this better, let's go back to where we were. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to pull the tool out of here. I don't want to do that just yet. I want to move that down a little bit. All right, let's take a look here.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
So I've removed the tool holder, and now I'm just going to do a C3 again. This is baking my noodle. We can't do any tool changes until we get this resolved. We'll run it a C3, and then I'll run a C4, and when it asks me if we're 0, I'll just say yes. I'm going to be a CN74 expert when this is all done. And I spoke with Aaron at ShopBot at length about how the gantry comes in, and I know that we can slow the approach. He tells me that that is in no way making any sort of physical contact with anything, that is clearly in the software. So we're C3'd now. Now we're going to run a CN74. Enter. 9. Yes. 9 tools. Yes, we've been zeroed. Insert an empty tool holder in the spindle, no collet or nut. We are by this time very, very ready for that. We're good. We're going to hit OK. Insert an empty tool holder upside down in clip 1. We have done that. Use the keypad to move the spindle closely centered its tool holder over the tool. Let's click OK. And by now, it's going to be 102.875. And 9 on the Y, or thereabouts. Pretty close to center. Now it wants us to move, it'll want us to move 1 inch above, so let's go page down. Good. Escape on the keypad to close it. Place the grounding clip on the side of the tool holder in the spindle. On the side of the tool holder. Place the grounding clip on the side of the tool holder in the spindle. Okay. Well, we're just going to put both clips on here because it'll ask me that next. One down here on the inverted tool. Other on the side. Okay. Okay. Now, I think it's going to come down. Place the grounding clip on the side of the tool holder in the spindle. Let's hit OK. And the calibration clip on the pull stud. We've done that. Let's click OK. And it moved up again. The issue is I have to move X and Y to position it next. I'm baffled. I'm going to do some off-camera research, and hopefully I'll be able to catch what's happening, and we'll figure it out. I'll be back. So one thing that I absolutely love about ShopBot is once the human understands what it's doing and to literally think like the machine, things do start to make a lot more sense. And I figured out what the problem was, and as you may have anticipated, operator error. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so discovering that the spindle moved in an unexpected way, I then moved it back. That's where the mistake happened. Reading ahead in the installation instructions, I've learned kind of the hard way that it's always very beneficial. The problem is I needed to clearly read those twice. So when we literally follow the steps, let's literally follow the steps. I've got a CN74 run fresh. I've already gone through it. I know what the error was. I'm about to show you what the error was. I'm in a CN74. We did a C3. We've come back. We're right where we want to be. Now we want to clip our grounding clamp to the side of our tool. We want to put our positive on the bottom of the pull stud for the inverted tool. Now we're at that step where we're going to exit out of the keypad and keep this running. Place grounding clip on the side of the tool holder, check. Place calibration clip on the pull stud, check. Comes down, touches off, moves. Okay, that's where I was moving it back. It doesn't tell you to move it back. It says insert a drill rod into the collet and tighten into spindle tool holder. Let's just do exactly what it's saying. Not take it out, not put it into a tool holder, not do anything but what it's saying to do. Obviously I can't put a wrench on it because it's in the spindle. Alright, now we got it. I'm just going to tighten it by hand as best I can, and at this moment I'm going to walk away, because what I did in this step is I went back to the manual, snap the 1/4-inch collet into the nut, then screw onto the tool holder. Insert the 1/4-inch drill rod into collet and tighten. Press green button to place tool holder with the drill rod back into the spindle. Okay, I just did it right then and there. Now, place the grounding clip on the drill bit, on the drill rod itself. All I did was exactly what it said to do, nothing more than that. Use the keypad to lower the x-axis so that the drill rod is about a 1/4-inch below the plane of the inverted tool. That doesn't mean inside of it. In this case, because it's moved, it means on the outside of it. Make sure that the grounding clip is not between the drill rod and the side of the tool holder. I was confused by that. What they're saying is, make sure it's not here. Keep it away, because this is going to go and make contact with the face, with the side of the inverted tool holder. Insert a drill rod into collet and tighten. Let's go back to the manual. Now, use the keypad to lower the stylus. That's probably going to be the next thing that comes up. So we've inserted the drill rod and we've tightened. Make sure the grounding clip is on drill rod and calibration clip is on bottom of tool. We have both of those checked. Use the keypad to lower the stylus a 1/4-inch below the top edge of the tool holder. It doesn't mean inside. Where I was getting confused is the image in this area shows it below. I'd like it if that wasn't there. So I'm going to use the keypad to simply lower it. Click OK, keypad comes up. All I'm going to do is lower it. Page down, and I want to get to about a 1/4-inch below. Let's get a look at this. Yeah, we're about a 1/4-inch below. I'm feeling good with that. Okay, now I'm going to escape from the keypad. Came up and touched the side, came up and touched the top, going now inside, touching the outside. Keep your hands away from the tool, your arms. Well, looky here. That's what I expected to see. That's what I expected to see. Okie doke. Okay, you're ready to calibrate the next tool holder. Put an upside down tool holder in next location and connect calibration clip to it. Okay, we're ready to calibrate the next tool holder. Put an upside down tool holder in the next location and connect calibration clip to it and grounding clip to drill rod. We're on the drill rod. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to set the camera up to record me going through all 9 of these. Let's do that.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to cycle through the rest of the 8 positions on the tool changer, and the video section that will come right after this will be watching the machine go down. On camera, you'll see me move the clip holder, the inverted tool, and the grounding clip, the rest of the 8 positions. What you won't see is me coming back to the laptop and basically hitting enter. So let's continue on.
So what's occurred is the software has just stopped running CN74, so I imagine that we're done. What we're going to do now is switch to the screen view, and we're going to take a look and see what the manual says.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
So what's occurred is the software has just stopped running CN74, so I imagine that we're done. What we're going to do now is switch to the screen view, and we're going to take a look and see what the manual says.
So as you saw, ShopBot just stopped running CN74. Back to the manual. Move the tool holder to the next clip position and repeat the procedure for every clip position indicated at the beginning of the file. Okay, we told it 9. It went through 9 and it stopped. If something goes wrong during the file, the calibration routine will need to be restarted. Okay. Read every screen and double check before clicking to the next page. Done properly, this will only need to be done once. Okay, so step 3. Run the homing routine to be sure everything is zeroed. Load the file, ATC Fix Z plate located in CSV Parts Custom. Okay, what I'm going to do is pause this video, and I'm going to remove the grounding clamp and the grounding clip and the calibration clip from the tool. Let's just do that. Okay, I've tucked away the grounding clamp, clip, and the calibration clip, and I'm just going to literally do what it says. Run the C3 routine to make sure everything is zeroed. That's what I'm doing. Okay, run that C3 twice. Hopefully we don't get in trouble. Load the file, ATC Fix Z Plate SBP, located in CSB Parts Custom ATC. This file will set the location of the fixed Z0 plate. Okay, so we're C3'd. Let's open up ShopBot. I'm gonna take this, kind of just put that there so I can see what file it wants me to load. SB Parts, Custom, ATC, ATC Fix Z Plate. Click OK. Use the keypad to move the spindle over the center of the Z of the fixed zero plate. We're talking about the one on the ATC. Okay. I guess when they say click OK, they must mean click Start. Use arrow keys. Okay. Let's do that. Let's use the arrow keys. Click OK. The keypad should load. It does. Just going to go take this down to 100. Then let's just say 4. Let's go to. So the gantry's literally moving down those 3 coordinates and changing the Z. And all we're doing is watching the gantry slide. I don't have a tool in the spindle. I may slide one in there just to help me position exactly where I want this to be. Okay, now I'm going to be getting up and adjusting the location of X and Y for this. We can go another 2 inches on X for sure. And probably another maybe ½ inch on Y. So let's go to 102 and then 4.5. Let's just go to. Okay. I'm going to actually page down the X so I can see better where I'm lining up. Lowering that to the point where I won't hit anything, and I'm as close as I want to be. So let's try 102.5 and 4.625. Not going to hit it. We're not going to hit any, but I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lift up the Z, and I'm just going to temporarily slide my tool in there. Okay, so I've got a tool in there that actually is helping me line this up a little bit. Let's go to 102.75, and I'm just going to move there. Now I'm going to lower my Z so I can see how close to the center I am. I'm really happy with the positioning of this. So I'm just going to lift the Z back to about where it was. Well, I sure hope moving the Z didn't affect anything, but X and Y I'm happy with. So at this point, I'm just going to escape. Okay, that may have been all right. Let's take a look at the manual again. So we opened up the keypad. We put the spindle over the center of the fixed Z0 plate. Once satisfied with the positioning of the spindle, hit escape. This will set the fixed Z0 plate in the X and Y. I believe we've done that. Set up tool holders. Okay, all of my tool holders are already set up. All 9 are sitting on my bench. So we're just going to scroll through. This is literally showing you how to put bits in tool holders. Place the tool holders into the desired clip locations. Do not put one into the spindle at this time. So make sure that the bits are facing down like they normally would be. And now we're going to do a CN72. So I am going to put all of my tools into the rack. Then we should be able to just run a CN72. Let's give it a try.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
Okay, this is just going to be me putting all the bits, the tools back into the rack, and it's going to be super exciting on that. So let's just do it. That's 9, this is 8, this is 7, this is 6, this is 5, our trouble bit, trouble position. This is 4, This is 3. This is 2. 1. So at this point, what we need to do now is run a CN72. We shouldn't have to run a C3. We've already done that. I'm going to go home, then I'm going to run a CN72, and I'm going to leave this running while we do it. So MH, and we're going to do a CN72. Bit number to 0. Let's just do 1. Thumb on the key, thumb on the space bar. That's for sure. It's certainly up high enough. Here we are. Yeah, that's good. Picked it up. That's normal. Comes up. Comes over. Now, how do we do on the position? Like that. Okay, now it should ask us if we want to do another one. I'm going to set this camera up here, and I'm going to go through these steps, and I'm just going to go through 1 to 9, and we are going to hope for no whammy. Little pause there, I think that's normal. Out. Now, when we come out, yeah, we're not even close. Yeah, we're good. So my pinion gear, I can tell you, is a good 3/8 from hitting the block. So that's what was going wrong with tool 5. Okay, so I think we're okay. I've zeroed all the bits. I've got a photograph that I'll send over to ShopBot tech support showing that we were about 3/16 of an inch. And all of them are zeroed. So at this point, I'm going to take a lap. I'm going to think about what needs to be done next, and we're going to get back to this job.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
Okay, now that I believe I've got all the tools in the ATC bar zeroed, what we need to do is go through the rest of the installation instructions for the CN74. So let's take a look at that. So we did a CN72. That's what we just did. We did a C1. The last bit that we zeroed was 9. I put it back. Change tool C1. Insert bit into conical tool holder and place it in the desired clip. Type C1 to run the custom number change tools. A screen will ask which tool should be selected. Once that tool is entered, click OK, and the ATC will drop off the current tool being held. Select the desired tool. If there is currently a tool in the spindle, be sure that there's an empty tool clip in the correct location. To check what tool the software thinks is in the spindle head, open custom ATC local data tool variables. Let's actually do that. SP parts, custom, ATC local data, tool variables. It should tell me, actually, yeah, okay, that worked. Tool in, 0. Yeah, that makes sense to what we're doing. 0. We'll just close that. Close that. Get plate offset. Tool will now test the homing on all 3 axes. This routine will establish where the C3 routine will set the Z0 level. Normally this is at the table bed. This routine needs to be run whenever the location of the table bed has changed, such as after resurfacing the tool, resurfacing the spoil board. If a tool is not loaded in the spindle, select one before running this routine. Any tool can be used, as they've all been 0. So I'm going to do a C1. I'm going to pick up our pesky bit 5, and I am going to put our Z0 plate apparatus back in the XY car, or the YZ car, I think it's called. The YZ car. So we're going to run a CN73. I'm going to put our fixed Z plate assembly back. I'll put our ATC bar calibration kit away. Well, I want to do Z plate, C1, CN73. I'm just leaving notes for myself up here. Okay, so let's do it.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
Okay, so I said that I was going to do a Z-plate. Let's get all that Z-plate stuff moved around. Which is going to be a matter of getting everything pulled off our YZ car. I think that's why they would call it that. And I'm going to actually ask ShopBot for an entire second package of our ATC calibration kit, because as you may recall, we had some unscripted drama that occurred, and we don't want any of that unscripted drama business happening again. That was not fun. So I'll ask them for more of all of that. This I'm just going to put away. Set it here for right now. Now we need our Z0 plate stuff. Yeah, this is all really simple. I'll take this opportunity. I'm going to ask them for a new Z0 plate as well, even though it really doesn't matter. It's the spindles come down hard at times because it lost its position and faulted and has dented my plate. Not a big deal, but try to keep the tool as new as possible. I'm going to swap out this high-tech piece of insulating material from the clip eating into my connector. Okay, this is all okay for right now. That's a Z plate. Now we're going to do a C1 to pick up a bit. So let's just... And then we're going to do a CN73. So let's do a C1, and we're just going to pick up tool 5. Our Z-axis looks healthy. While we go down there, I want to get down here and take a look and see just how about 5/16 off. right there. Picked it up and moved it out. Okay, so that was the whole point of what we were doing. All right, now we're supposed to run a CN73. This will now test homing on all three axes, the C3 routine. Coming down on the Y, it'll come down, it's done the Z. We're going to come down on the Y. And then come down and do the X. Okay, let's go 12, 12. Let's move over to 2, just so that we lower that down a touch. Now I can exit, because the tool will now use the Z0ing C2. It'll prompt me, hit enter when we've got the plate on the bed. And that's the pesky thing, and the customer's calling for them. But I assure you, we're moving as quickly as possible on this. On the bit. Good stuff. Hit OK. Okay, it should be prompting me to put everything away. I will proactively do that. Reminder, okay. This will now confirm the plate offset by homing on all three axes. That's a C3, let's do it. Yeah, Z came up, coming up again. Now we're going to do the Y. Now we're doing the X. Now we've got a new machine bed value. I think we're good. C1, let's take a victory lap. Let's do a C1. Let's change it to 0. Let's make sure that 5 gets put back away. And if it does, then we are absolutely ready to resume our work. Looking good. Yeah, we're nice and clear of the clip. Should be coming home. All right, we're ready to start this party as best I can tell. So, at this point, it's all been a fuss over some pieces of stained plywood. But I think we're ready to rock and roll, so let's begin to get back to work. Thanks for hanging in there. That's a CN74. Truth be told, I'm thinking about rewriting their manual, just giving some better pictures, more accurate lock steps. Go with me in lockstep. And I think it might be, you know, I'm first to admit that I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but a couple of things did throw me off. And I wasn't doing exactly what the manual said. That's absolutely true. But a little more foolproof for this fool would have been more appropriate for me. Because by the time I go through all this again, I'll have forgotten what I've done. Anyway, let's move forward.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
Now, before we get back to what we were doing, we have, just to finish off the installation instructions, we've done the C2. We placed the grounding clip on the bit, not collet, and placed the regular Z0 plate below the bit. This routine does not use the fixed Z0 plate. Click OK. The routine will touch off. Every time the C3 routine is run, the tool will be zeroed at this stored level. Okay, we have zeroed our tool to the machine bed. Pay attention to where the Z0 is set in the cam file to avoid damaging the table surface or cutting the wrong depth. Yeah, that makes sense. 0 to various Z heights, C2, daily operation. ATC users will only have to zero one bit to their material or bed height each time the Z0 position is changed. The remaining bits in the tool rack will also reference the new position. So that's certainly important, but it's, I guess, pretty well understood from the perspective that we are looking at the data in ATC tool variables, where it has the stored values. Got our offset, and it has what I guess ends up really being the length of each of the bits. So what I think the manual is saying is, because you've got the Z offset, the plate offset, you only need to zero one of the tools. Now, I usually, because I'm paranoid and underskilled, I usually zero all of the bits that I know I'm going to use that day. And I do that every single time, in fact. When the bit is located over the area needed to set as 0, type C2. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so what they're saying is, when you do a C2, when you zero two, let's say your material surface, you only need to zero one of them because of what we just said. You're not going to zero all 9 bits to the material surface like we are on this two-sided job. When the bit is located over the area, type C2, place a Z0 plate, etc., etc., etc. Regularly used ATC files, change 2 as a C1. C2, yeah, when we're zeroing to the material surface or through a CN73, or if our machine bed has changed, a la resurfacing it. C3, you're going to start that every single time you turn the tool on. C5, you're going to do that every single time that you're going to run a project. C6 and C7, I never really used those, except when I was trying to figure out why the spindle wouldn't start. I hit a C6, it still wouldn't start, and I realized after about 5 minutes that I didn't have the key engaged. C9, I don't use that directly, but we know what it is. It's a call to automatic tool change. CN72, we definitely use that. CN73, get plate offset, we use that again when we need to go to our machine bed. And then CN74 is what we just went through. Okay, that wraps up CN74. We're done. Now we're going back to the work. May the force be with us. So the next thing is to load our table again, our work surface, with our piece. Go back to air cutting. And that's where we left off when we went down to pick up bit 5 and it threw a driver error. So let's pick up where we left off. We'll switch to the GoPro view, walking around the shop getting started.
Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.